Hey everyone, thanks for clicking. If you're new here, this is where I read the stories people sent me, the ones that actually happened. This one came from a guy named Ryan in Akron, Ohio. He begged me not to change a single detail. He said if even one person checks their basement before they buy a house, it's worth it. So turn the lights up a little, because this one still makes me check my own corners at 3 a.m. My name is Ryan Mitchell. I'm 32, graphic designer, used to live in a crappy one-bedroom in downtown Akron. 6 months ago, I finally bought my first real house, a 1950s colonial on the quiet edge of town. 3 bedrooms, big yard for my dog Max, and a finished basement I planned to turn into the ultimate man cave. The price was stupidly low. The realtor said the previous owner, an old guy named Harold Jenkins, had passed away in his sleep. No family, quick sale. I didn't ask questions, I just signed. Moving day was chaos and pizza and beer with my buddy Dave. We were laughing, high-fiving, talking about how adult I finally was. Around sunset, I carried the last boxes down to the basement. That's when I saw it. Tucked high in the far corner, almost touching the ceiling, was a small black dome security camera. Old school, wired, the kind you'd buy at Radio Shack in the 90s. Tiny red light, but it was off. Wires disappeared into the drywall. I climbed on a chair and tried to rip it down. Screws were rusted solid. Dave shrugged and said, "Leave it, man. Probably hasn't worked since the Cold War." So I left it. That first night, the house felt alive. Old wood settling, pipes humming. I crashed on the couch upstairs with Max at my feet. Around 3 a.m., I woke up like someone had slapped me. A sound. Click. Soft, mechanical, exactly like an old camera shutter. It came from the basement stairs. I grabbed my phone, flashlight on, and crept down. The basement was pitch black. The camera just sat there, lens reflecting my light back at me like a dead eye. No red light, no sound. I laughed at myself, went back to bed. Old houses, right? Next morning, I'm making coffee, and I see it on the kitchen counter. A plain silver USB flash drive. I knew it wasn't mine. I live in the cloud. All the doors were locked, windows shut. Max was still snoring. My stomach did a slow flip. I plugged it in anyway. One folder. Welcome home, Ryan. One video. basement_feed_0302am.mp4. I hit play. Grainy, black and white. Timestamp, 3:02 a.m. last night. My basement. And there I was, standing dead center. Same messy brown hair, same gray t-shirt I'd worn to bed. But I had been upstairs asleep. The figure raised one hand slowly and waved. Not friendly, slow, deliberate. "I see you." Then it smiled. The smile was wrong, way too wide, too many teeth. The video cut off. I slammed the laptop shut so hard the screen almost cracked. Prank. Had to be. Maybe the realtor, maybe neighborhood kids. I deleted the file, formatted the drive, and threw it in the outside trash. That night, the clicking came back. Click, 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 every 4 seconds. I grabbed the hammer from my toolbox, marched downstairs, and smashed the camera to pieces. Plastic exploded, wires sparked. I swept the debris into a bag and went back upstairs feeling like a badass. Morning. Coffee. Another USB on the counter. This one had words scratched into the metal with something sharp. Mistake. Folder. Still watching. The video opened. Same grainy quality, but now the footage was from the floor, exactly where I'd smashed the camera. The broken pieces were scattered, and then the figure, me but wrong, knelt down and started putting every shard back together like a perfect puzzle. In seconds, the camera was whole again. It looked straight into the lens and whispered in my exact voice, "It's not the camera, Ryan. It's always been me." I called Dave. He came over. We tore the basement apart, moved every box, checked every wall. Nothing. Dave even climbed up and confirmed the mount was empty. "You're losing it, man. Move in stress. Install some Ring cameras and chill." He left. I could see he didn't fully believe me. That night, I bought a brand new wireless camera on same-day delivery. I set it up on a tripod in the basement, pointed at the empty corner, and watched the live feed from my couch upstairs. Max whimpered the whole time. 3 a.m. The clicking started again, but now it was coming through my phone speaker. On the live feed, the basement was empty. Then, like ink bleeding into paper, the figure faded into view. Same face, wrong smile. It walked straight up to my new camera, stopped inches from the lens, and mouthed the words, "I live here now, Ryan. You moved into my house." Then it turned and walked up the basement stairs. Real footsteps thudded on the wood right outside my living room. Max started growling at the door. My phone buzzed, motion alert from the camera app. The text read, "Entity detected. Welcome home." I didn't open the bedroom door until sunrise. The next week was hell. I tried to sell. Every realtor who walked in paused at the basement stairs and said the exact same thing. "Oh, nice security camera up there. Buyers love that." But there was no camera. I'd smashed the old one. My new one was in my hand. One agent even showed me the photo from her listing app. There it was, the original dome camera back in place, little red light blinking like nothing had ever happened. My ex, Sarah, came over to help me pack. I showed her the latest USB that appeared every single morning, no matter where I hid the trash. She watched the videos. Her face went white. "Ryan, we need to leave tonight." She stayed over. We barricaded the guest room door. At 3 a.m., the clicking was everywhere. Walls, ceiling, inside the walls. Then my phone lit up. Live feed. Now there were two figures in the basement. The wrong smile, me, and a perfect copy of Sarah standing right beside it. She was still asleep next to me. The copy Sarah looked at the camera and whispered, "Your turn to watch from inside." Sarah woke up screaming. We ran out of the house at 4 a.m. with nothing but Max and the clothes on our backs. I never went back alone. The house sold last week to a young couple from out of state. I warned the realtor, I really did. She laughed. Yesterday, a package arrived at my new apartment. No return address, just one USB drive, labeled in the same scratched letters, "New owners." I didn't open it. I burned it in the backyard. But last night at 3 a.m., my new apartment doorbell camera pinged. Motion detected. The footage wasn't my hallway. It was my old basement. The figure was standing there, waving slowly. And underneath, white text on black, "Thanks for the new house, Ryan. See you soon." If you're thinking about buying a cheap house with a basement, check the corners. Listen for the click. And whatever you do, don't smash the camera.
Because once you move in, it moves in with you, and it never leaves.